Okay, and Gina and Aaron, whenever you're ready, please take it away.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. Happy New
Happy New
Year.
Year. That's it. I said by this, the 15th, you can't say it anymore.
Yeah,
Put it out there. Happy New Year.
if I haven't seen you yet, I'm still going to say it. So if I run into you in February and haven't talked to you yet,
Ooh,
I'll probably still say it. So
you'll be good. I will have moved on by
yeah,
February.
April may be my cutoff. So
Good. Hello.
no, it's
Thank you
not
so
in.
much for joining us. Yes. Oh my goodness. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Nice to see you. Thank you, Ariel, as always. Very gracious
Yes, thank
hostess
you.
you are. And Erin here to join me. We're missing Chelsea. I think she's out in the world somewhere
Yes,
attending, getting educated.
yes.
Um, so
We
we
miss
are
her. We'll
here.
welcome her back next time.
Absolutely. So this is our monthly Q&A. Thank you so much for joining us, taking the time out of your day. Hopefully you were also able to, I sent an email out this morning. The school district had, the ambassadors had a little thing this morning about transition to K. So hopefully you were able to jump onto that, or if you didn't need that info, please share those flyers with your parents. They have a meeting coming up at the end of the, I think it's like next week, on Thursday next week. So please share those flyers. It's English, Spanish, and Creole options for parents in your pre-K programs that'll be looking at kindergarten for the fall. So yeah, please share those. They do those webinars every couple of months. So they're trying to hit all the topics that you guys need to support you and your work with kids transitioning to kindergarten.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we just posted that for those of you, and if you're not, put it in the chat. It was in your most recent provider newsletter, Provider Pulse. There was an item about not only today's webinar, but the upcoming webinars. They are going to have one about our English language learners and how they can be supported through the district. Today was a really good overview. I know we also are sending those out to families, and we'll be making sure the message goes out on socials because this is that time of year, especially for those VPK kiddos, as we round into spring, that it becomes really real that these kiddos are going to kindergarten. Um,
absolutely.
yeah, there are no more of the little ones that joined you at the beginning of the year, and so families are starting to really think about those things. And we'll check and see if they recorded that because I know today's was kind of the best of the best, the greatest hits, the most frequently asked questions, so that you could share those information with your families. They know you, they trust you, and I'm sure you're getting those questions, if not now, very shortly. So we'll see if they have that recorded. But check out your newsletter. We will be getting those out. There still are a couple left this year. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple more. And the topics change each time, so it's not the same info. But I really did like the fact they were putting together those ones for the parents too. So I put those flyers in my email too. So you probably get an email from Aaron in communications and you got
Yeah.
one from me too.
You're
So
gonna get it extra
sorry.
because
You'll get
it
another one.
yes, they're fantastic partners. It's also great information, and you are the front line that they do. They ask you.
Yeah,
So we want to make sure you have
absolutely.
everything you need. And those roundups are out there. There are going to be school information sessions. They can go register at the school shortly and receive a backpack with supplies. So we'll be sending all that information out too. So tis the season for kids and families to think about school.
Absolutely. We have Literacy Week coming up too, right? I think I saw an email about that internally. Do we sharing out some of that stuff?
We did. So that was also in our newsletter. So Literacy Week is at the end of the month, last week of the month, which starts on the 27th, and we're celebrating all week. This week, or this year, it is a construction theme. So they've chosen a couple of construction-based books, but any book will do. So if you have, what is it? Good night construction site. If you have any of those books, that's fabulous. I think I remember reading that to my son, I think, maybe. There were
It's been a while for me, so
a
I
lot of chicka chicka boom boom in there.
yeah,
But whatever book the children in your program love, and the same thing for families, whatever book they love and the book that they will sit for and the book they will engage in is absolutely the best. We are fortunate on the 29th, which is the read aloud day on at 10 o'clock. We will have our own Chancellor Carrie Miller, who's the Chancellor of the Division of Early Learning, visiting us. She'll be visiting two programs in the county to read those two books. But as we said, you can celebrate reading any book. Any book that your
Wonderful.
children love is fabulous. But yes, end of the month, starting on the 27th.
Good.
It is
Good
Literacy Week.
reminders. Wow. And then, well, we're here for questions. I don't want to take up all the time just talking about our stuff. I did want to mention the mini grant. We have a CSC mini grant available for providers who have either a school readiness, Head Start, Early Head Start, or Title I contract. So funding from them. Unfortunately, it is not available to providers who are VPK only or are school age only. So it is only open to pre-K program, preschool programs that are contracted with school readiness, Head Start, Early Head Start, or Title I. So that has been going out. I want to say thank you to everyone who's been supporting and for your patience. I know there's been some issues, technical issues with the application, and you may not have been able to submit it when you went in, and we've been getting back to you. So thank you so much for your patience. I'm going to send out a couple emails. If you finished it and it's done, you'll get an email that says it's good and it's done. Because I think some people are still questioning their status because they struggled in the beginning. And then we still have a number of people that can go in and submit them. So that is open until February 14th. And it is based on your license capacity. It is a one-time payment. The funding does need to be spent by the end of April, but can go back to January on expenses that you've had. It is slightly different from our ARPA funding in that the main difference is you cannot use this money for rent or mortgage payments. You can use it for salaries. You can use it for bonuses for staff. You can use it for materials. And on the application is actually the guidance document. And I'll send that out again as well. We will be asking you to give us an expenditure report in May when you've done when you're done spending the money, so that we can report that back to CSC. But that is available, mini grant available to our preschool program. So if you have any questions on that, we are available for you to go into that. But that's it's been a lot of the work we've been doing lately because of a few issues we've had to mitigate and get some things cleaned up. But it does work. We just have had to clean up a couple things here and there. And nothing ever goes completely smoothly for me in my life, so just roll with it, make it happen. But those are getting out. The payment won't go out until March, and it will go to however you normally get payment from us. So if you normally get a check or you get a direct deposit, it will go that same account, that same method. So if you have any questions, please let me know. If not, but that's easy then. I'll wait and see. There was something else. Oh, I am also going to be sending out, oddly enough, that time of year again, there were our new profiles for 24, 25. That can be, no, we're in 24, 25. For 25, 26, thank you. I got Aaron's face caught me. I was like, no, that's the wrong year. For 25, 26. In the portal, we have not pushed that yet, but every year in January that resets. So we will be sending out some guidance and talking about how to do your new profile for 25, 26, because right around the corner we'll be renewing contracts starting, for the spring, starting in to be eligible for July 1st. So we need that new profile and that information. And with that, again, this year is the cost of care survey. So you will get an option. You actually have to complete the cost of care survey to be able to submit the profile if you haven't done it for the new year. And that shifted a little bit. So we'll put out some guidance on what they're asking those questions. They do want to know what your expenditures are as a provider, so that they can, look at funding across the state and different counties and do some comparisons and all that sort of things. So thank you.
So I just put two links in the chat about two things we spoke about. So we do have a page up about the CSC mini grants. There is a link to some guidance and a direct link over to WebAuthor. So that's right in the chat. We'll make sure we attach that and everything that goes up following. And also the transition to kindergarten, we love to shorten things up. So T2K, which sounds super cool, webinars for directors are also, the flyer is there. So there's a couple of those left. If you want to grab that, we'll also make sure that follows up so you have all the remaining dates if you haven't been able to make it. Those are both in the chat for you. All right, Gina, so far no questions. We're rocking it out today. We're okay, but please ask. That's why we're here. Please ask. Also, for those of you who haven't headed over to our website, if you're there to check out mini grants, that's great, but you'll also get a pop-up that we have some new forms on our website. So now you can report your absences online. So that's available for you now. It's easy to go in and you can go ahead and do all your absence reporting online. You can still use all the other traditional ways, but it's another way if you like to do that type of reporting and just have it and so you can pull it up quickly. It's available for you there as well. You'll also sometimes get pop-ups if you are not subscribed to our newsletter, that you can subscribe to the newsletter. So make sure any of those pop-ups that come up, just grab them and they're there for all of those additional pieces.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it's going to be quiet. To think if we had something else. I know it's the beginning. Nothing else? No other questions from all y'all? All 70 of you? Not a single question. Goodness gracious. I know. I'm not seeing any. You're not seeing anything in the chat, Dawn? The previous? Mm.
Dawn, not seeing anything in the chat. Nope, nothing. All right, let me see if I can get it to you another way.
CCTF 2024 for school readiness based on enrollment, not attendance.
No one else can see it. Please let me know.
Yeah, if you just joined, Dawn, you might not see the previous, anything posted before you joined. That's a possibility. We can repost those links.
Yep. Now just let me know if you see them. I'll do it right now.
Yeah. Amanda's asking about CCTF for school readiness based on enrollment. I don't know a lot about the CCTF plan as far as changes goes. SR based on enrollment, not attendance. Do you mean
I haven't heard anything about that, Amanda. Good question. Anything about school readiness based on enrollment, not on attendance. Amanda, if you can say a little bit more about that, I'd be curious. If you're talking about that they're just going to pay based on the enrolled space. I haven't heard anything like this. That's interesting. I'll do a quick search. Yes, thank you. Please send me a link. I haven't seen this yet.
No, I haven't seen
Then
that
we might have to
either.
do a little research. Okay.
But for 24, we're like done with
Yeah,
24
so that's
already.
passed. Are we talking about 25? So the update was December 2024.
Oh. I haven't been. Have we have any bills that they're tracking?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
Hmm. 7% of the income. Florida's not listed there though.
Excuse me, it's not listed. I'm still reading.
Yeah, Florida's not listed.
So it
They might
looks
do
like,
it.
right. So as I'm reading the fine print,
Oh,
right?
state
Sometimes the details are
compliance.
always in the fine print.
Mhm.
As I'm going below, it says the following states have a temporary waiver to provide additional time to come into compliance. And one of the states listed is Florida.
Oh,
So for anyone who's clicked on the link, and thank you for providing this, this was really helpful and
yeah, that's
probably
very
why it hasn't
helpful.
come up on our radar yet, and we'll do some more research. You'll see in the boxes above, they list all the states who are currently in compliance, and I'm looking for Florida and no Florida.
No Florida.
So one of the 10 states that has more time, and I'll be curious to see how much time they're giving. States have until December 30th to request a waiver, which Florida did. Florida has more time to come into compliance with this rule. Same thing for enrollment-based payments to providers. And it looks like the prospective payments to providers is a very short list, and a lot of states have asked for that waiver. But on each section, Florida has asked for additional time to implement. So, Amanda, thank you. I'm curious. I'm going to look at how long the waiver lasts. I see a note as of data is based on the plan for 25 to 27. So I'm wondering if they have to come in compliance sometime within that plan year. I'll look that up while we're talking. But we are a state that has more time to comply. Yes, I agree. I have to find out how long they're giving states. I'm wondering if it falls outside the 25, 27 time period, but um, yeah, I'll take a look. Interesting. I'll do a little research while we're here. Great question. Great question. We'll do a little research. All right, while we're looking at that, I'm also going to plug our training calendar. So we have wonderful, wonderful trainings that are out. I'll also post this link in the chat to our training calendar while I'm doing a little bit of research on this year. And we are chock full. We try to release our calendar in quarters. So you have the next several months that are already out and listed. There are still sessions for class group coaching, which we know.
What? Line away. Thanks.
There we go.
Okay.
Try again. There we go.
We also, and I know these filled very quickly, we were offering more sessions of CPR first aid AED training. So backed by popular demand, I believe these filled very fast, but there may be space, so please feel free to check just in case. We are offering more of those. We know that was something a lot of folks were looking for. So if you haven't checked out our calendar yet, please do so. And coming up again in May, also backed by popular demand, is our Empower Conference. We will be excited to share more as we get a little bit closer. But please make sure and mark the date. This year it is not May 4th, so we can't say May the 4th be with you. I'll put the date for the conference in the chat, but we love having so many of you come, even though, and I'll share the link to the training calendar so you can go on and look and check those out. I will share the link to the CPR trainings. Absolutely. I'll share the date and information for our Empower Conference coming up this spring. Let me pull the information for first aid CPR for you as well. So this will give you a link to our whole training calendar. There you go. Lena was way ahead of me. Lena, way ahead.
She's quick.
She's fast.
She's quick.
So it's there for you twice, just in case.
Oh, I did send out something about my Florida schools. It's another free marketing resource for you if you haven't activated your account on that system. Please do so. Ooh, that one mute comes off and it's just so much different at your house than it is at mine.
Has no criminal record.
Okay, so I did send out some information from the state about the My Florida Schools. They had some informational webinars, I think, last week. If you haven't activated your account there yet, please do so. That is a free marketing tool for your site, and you're able to implement some data there about openings you may have. And so the state is still promoting that site, and it's available to everyone there, not to me as an administrator, but I can see what you see. I can see the public view. So please activate those if you haven't already. That's available too. Okay. Goodness.
No questions
You
today.
automatically qualify
Certainly
for
you're
up
up
to 25.
quietly.
Oh my. Are very quiet today. Nothing? Nothing. Nothing. No questions at all? Well, this will be a short webinar. You usually can get at least a good few 30 minutes of questions in.
I know.
Oh, I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any more updates as far as goings on. Oh, thank you, Dawn. We appreciate you too. Couldn't do this without you. We have some, I don't even know. I think it's just standard operations right now. We're just getting.
It'll be in the optimization ends at 4:30.
Nobody? No questions. I'm just so surprised. Ah. So yes, I did hear something vaguely about that 540 hours of VPK change and that there's a bill out there. That seems to happen every year. And it doesn't seem to go very far. I don't know, Erin, if you heard anything about that one lately.
I don't have a lot yet, and that has come up in the last several years, about adjusting the hours. But you know, I think we also would be great. We would love to have more hours. We'll have to see where it goes. I know they've tried for some full day VPK and extending the hours in the last several years, and it hasn't quite made it as far as it needs to. And it's really hard to say at this point if it will pass.
Yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to
I
wait and
thought,
see.
yeah, I thought somewhere behind some of that too was the desire to keep the focus on VPK a little bit and how much it does cost to run your program, and where the funding goes. And I thought some of that bill sometimes comes forward because they don't want people to forget about what VPK does for the community and that, children really could benefit from more hours, and to sort of spotlight the funding that is paid into VPK. Maybe not the intent necessarily to make it such a long day, but it seems to me like a kind of like a tactic almost to keep it in the forefront. I did have mentioned for those of you that do actually VPK, to segue with VPK, I did send out, if you pay attention to some info that we've had lately, DCF did update the affidavit of good moral character in November. So we had a July edition, but then we actually had a November edition, a correction or change, I guess, to the affidavit of good moral character. It now requires additional signatures. So if you are adding any new staff to your program for VPK, they will need to do that new affidavit form. I did email those out before Christmas. I can send it out again. And if you haven't if you haven't done a new W-9 in a little while, we will be looking to have people update because that form did get updated recently also. So we may request that you do an updated W-9 for us. We'll send it again. Yeah, for sure. And I think I had included, if you have staff that want to do some of those emergent literacy courses with an instructor, the calendar is out for that for January and February. So if you have staff that are looking for hours or are looking to do some of that literacy training, those classes are available. They're not required. They can do them online, but they can also take the instructor-led options. So Dolores is asking about ELC accreditation process. We don't do accreditation for providers. We have had, fortunately, in the past 2 years, we've been doing NAFCC accreditation self-study projects, and we had a small group of 10 providers last year and a group of 8 providers, I think, going into our cohort this year. If that's something you're interested in, Dolores, in the future, we currently have our enrollees for that self-study project, but if it's something you might be interested in the future, we definitely can put your name on the list. And when we start that self-study project again, we can reach out to you and see if it's something you'd want to do. It is committing to group community training sessions as well as starting the self-study process. So thank you. I will add your name to Ashley's list of potential providers, and she'll reach out to you when we have our next cohort starting. So it's something we're very grateful to be able to offer. We do cover some of that self-study costs in the first year, so and coordinate those trainings with you so that you can get on the path to get your accreditation and your gold seal. The conference, not on the calendar yet.
Right, not on the calendar. I'm going to put it there. I was actually doing a little bit of research on the CCDF item. So in answer to the question, I know I went down a rabbit hole, right?
I know, right?
I wanted to know the
easy.
answer and I wanted to be able to provide it. So for states that did request to have an extension, that extension can be up to 2 years. So my guess is because they had until December 2024 to extend, they would have 2 years from that date to come into compliance. So that's a pretty big, that would be like 25 to 27, which is the next plan. So some states may move faster that are on that list. Some may take the 4 years, but they do have up to 2 years to come into compliance with the new rules. So yes, I did. I want to make sure I understood. So I will put it in the chat now.
Interesting. I started reading it too, and then I had to stop because I'm like, oh, how would that work? That's so interesting.
Gina, thank you for keeping the wheels moving so I could figure
No,
that out.
no.
Want to run that answer down.
The date for the conference is May 3rd, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It was May the 4th last year, which was easy
Yes.
to remember, but it'll be May the 3rd this year. And it's not out yet. And we don't usually, we might put it on the calendar, but then we use like Cvent, I think.
We use Cvent to do the actual registration, which you
Yeah.
will be able to link through our website.
Yeah.
So it is the 3rd. And please sign up. But the other piece is our calendar. We update our training calendar every 3 months. So we try to do it 3 months in advance. One, because we want to have enough time for you to plan, because we know you have a lot going on, that part. But we don't want to go so far in advance because things can change. We can have schedule changes. So we want to keep it within a time frame that that it's accurate and you have enough time to plan all the other things in your life so you or educators in your program can get there. So the training calendar right now just goes through spring, and the conference is in May. We don't do registration through our calendar. It does go through Cvent because it's a larger event. I don't have an exact date as far as when it's going to start. Good question. As soon as we know, we will have it out there. It will be out there. You can link it through our website. I can guarantee you we will be putting it in the chat here. And we will be making sure everyone gets there, who wants to get there. And we hope you will come and join us. As I'm jumping into the questions, are gold seal rates still being applied to provider rates?
think you mean on the eligibility certificate. When you see
Right.
that certificate, it probably includes the Gold Seal rate, if that's what you're asking, Melissa. Yes, if that's what you're asking, then yes. When you see that rate
If you're a
that you'll be
designated
paid,
provider,
yeah,
yes.
it does include the Gold Seal. So I usually recommend that you kind of have that rate sheet up and can sort of subtract that out. So you don't necessarily have to give parents the credit for the Gold Seal amount. You would let them know that that's part of your quality dollars if you're going to give them a differential between our rate and your rate.
Is everybody here familiar with Gold Seal? Please ask us questions if we have
Yeah.
jumped way ahead. I'll put a link in the chat for anybody who needs additional information.
Um,
You know, you have a lot going on. You may not remember all the details of the Gold Seal program. And that is okay. I used to have to look at it too.
yeah. Um, hmm, okay. Thank you.
All right. Any questions on mini grants? We want to make sure you are applying for mini grants. We know the question was we enjoyed so many rounds with ARPA. And the question was after ARPA, what's next, right? And we're so excited to share that mini grants are out there. Mini grants are, to our knowledge, probably the only grant type of funding for this year. ARPA is absolutely closed. ARPA was the last round. You know, we love letters. So first we had SRSA during the pandemic, and then it merged into ARPA. But ARPA has officially closed. It was a federal program. So you know, as much as I would love to tell you there's another round of ARPA, that program is closed. So this really is the next step, this mini grant. So we are hoping you will all apply. If you have questions, please ask. And if you ran into a roadblock, hop back in. But we want to make sure you apply. And if you don't apply, don't be surprised if one of us call you and say, how can we help? How can we help you apply? How can we support? We want to make sure everyone who is eligible for this program takes advantage of it. We are really appreciative of the partnership. This mini grant program is offered in partnership with the Children's Services Council. This was a need they saw that they wanted to support and fill, and so we're thrilled to have their partnership on this. And the funds are there and available. So, you know, hard to turn down free money and hard to turn down, you know, this opportunity to improve your program. So if you have questions, please let us know. Please, please, please let us know so we can make sure you apply. So I'm wondering who sent the email. I'm confused.
It's not a change. VPK only sites were never included in the mini grant. We talked about that in the November provider meeting. I don't know what exactly Patricia sent out. I'm reaching out to her, Sandy. But that's a CSC criteria for the mini grant, the eligibility that they set up. They were quite clear that it was school readiness, early Head Start, and Title I funded providers only, and VPK only sites were not to be included.
That decision, they have a steering committee, and also from a CSC standpoint, that was something that was part of their criteria, but that has been a part of the criteria since when this was discussed in the fall.
Yeah.
Great question. What can we tell you about mini grants? We are happy to tell you. I'll put a link in the chat so you can check out our webpage. So the mini grants are available to sites that either have a school readiness contract, an early Head Start contract, or receive Title I funding. And so for those sites, you are eligible to apply for a mini grant. It is based on capacity. And so the size of your program. So programs with a capacity of 1 to 10 can receive $6,000, and it goes the whole way up to programs serving more than 150, which I believe is 12,500. Am I correct, Gina?
Just 12,000, I believe.
12,000. Okay. I didn't quite pass my quiz, so 12,000. And so it is available on our website. I'll put the link there. There's a direct link to WebAuthor that will take you over to WebAuthor. And there's an informational couple of handouts on there to give you more information about it. So we're using the same process we did during ARPA, and we're using WebAuthor again because we know it and we love it. So I'll put that link in the chat. But if you have any questions, please by all means ask us.
April asked if we had any info on when the Reimagine, the other parts would roll out from CSC, and I don't. Reimagining the work, that is items that CSC is still working on with their resident advisory committee. So I'm gonna have to look for the mini grant. I do know we talked briefly about the scholarship, not scholarship. Oh my God, I have just so many S words in my life. The salary supplement that will be coming out in the spring. It does have an official name. It will be called the CSC Star Award, but I really do not have any more information for you on that one yet. The same criteria for eligibility, so employees that are working at sites where the site has a school readiness contract, has early Head Start, or Title I funding, those contracts, and serving preschool students, the staff would be eligible for a salary supplement award. But that's coming. So I don't have more to give you yet. I'm sorry, it's just a teaser, but there'll be lots of information coming out pretty quickly, but just not yet.
So we are always very excited to share when there are new opportunities out there. So as soon as we have more information, there are a lot of moving parts to this.
Yeah.
We will get it out to you. We can tell you we will definitely have pieces to help with the application process, videos, instructional tips, just to make it easy. We are very excited about this. We're excited about the partnership with CSC and with their Citizens Advisory Council to really get this out there. So as soon as we can, we will be sharing it. We will be, if I had a plane and I could run a banner behind it, I would. I don't think any of you want me flying a plane, but if I could, I would, because it's that great. I see a question. We just enrolled a VPK student. Should we go ahead and assess them in PM2?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Just remember, excuse me, it could take up to 48 hours for the student to be assigned a user ID in the Renaissance system if you've just done the enrollment in the provider portal. So you do have to enroll the student first in the provider portal, and then within 24 to 48 hours, he'll be set up in Renaissance. So you have to go back into Renaissance to get his ID number so that you can, him or her, sorry, to log them into the Renaissance system so they can do the assessment. Yes, but absolutely do PM2. Ultimately, they won't count towards your performance metrics score for the year because you won't have a PM1, but you do want that baseline assessment so that you can see the progress the child is making. So yeah, for sure.
Perfect. That's what these are for. Any questions are great questions. And the odds are probably someone else had that same question.
Absolutely. There's something else I just thought of and I forgot what it was. That's okay.
Just if you're sharing for families, I'm going to put another link in the chat because we were talking about different things that are coming up. So we are going to have on the 21st an Ages and Stages playtime around communication skills. You will see that transition to kindergarten family webinar that's coming up on the 23rd. So I'm just going to put this in the chat. This is a great page to access. We keep this up to date with resources for families. So if you need anything that you want to share with families, it's all on here. We will also be sharing, and this can be used by anyone in your program, including families. United Way will again be helping individuals and with their tax returns at no cost. So I'll put information about that in the chat as well. I just got news about that. That is reopening. Very excited about that for anyone who needs help completing their taxes. They will have that free of charge. That is available to anybody in our community. So I'll put that out there as well. You'll see more information coming from us, but I'll give you the direct link over to United Way's site as well. We appreciate their partnership on this. I was on a call with them and they're like, please tell everybody, they want to have this service utilized and they wanted to support our community. So I'll put that in the chat as well. United Way is getting ready to start doing taxes at no cost. So I'll put that up there as well.
Wonderful. Oh,
There's Family Resources now sending United Way in 2 seconds.
just to go back to VPK and the PM2, you should have gotten a reminder of your windows for that. Many of you are, smack dab in your windows right now. Please use the Renaissance reporting system, the activity report, to check and make sure that students are done within your windows. If you need any help with that, please let us know. But if you could, I'm sorry, just remember to get all your kids. Please do all your children. That's all I'm asking. And if they're not with you anymore, please remember to end their enrollment in the provider portal, and then that will remove the requirement from you as the provider. Doing too many things at the same time. It's that kind of thing. Wonderful. All right.
So those are all resources for families. We will also add United Way to our website for families and also staff in your program. They are there for everyone to file taxes. I know I'm like a potpourri today of looking at policies, United Way and taxes. So if you need recipe help on cooking, I could not help you. My children will tell you that. I cannot help you with that or singing, but
Oh, cute. Oh my goodness.
any other questions? And for some people, if we end a little bit early, you may not be sad. This might be your rare 15 minutes to eat lunch.
Yeah, really. A little found time.
Yeah, a little found time.
It's just going back to the mini grant. If you do try to do your mini grant and you run into a system error, please reach out to Jalen or Ashley or myself. You'll have better luck getting a hold of Jalen and Ashley than you will me sometimes, but we definitely will try our best to get that fixed for you. And if it may require that we submit a ticket to our IT team. So just patience with us. We have plenty of time. The application is open till February 14th. So just a couple little things that need rematching and refixing, but we're getting through there. But we're here to support. And like I said, I will send out an email to those that have already done them, just to confirm that we have it. You don't, so you don't think you have to do it again. I don't know if the system's sending that an email out. Oh, I'll get you something this afternoon.
I noticed that we have some friends on with us from the school district. Just wanted to check in if there was anything else they wanted to share about upcoming activities for families or for registering families. Any questions, anything else that they wanted to share? Get some Stacy on here at some point. If she's not, we will keep sharing those dates.
Yeah.
Make sure you get them. All right, it's very quiet today.
It's a quiet group today.
I know. So we can end a little early. If you think of anything, we are still here. We will send you. So Ariel, I'm so sorry. I think I put about 10 links in there. I'll try to organize that a little bit. We'll send those out. This will be posted on our YouTube channel. As always, if you have questions, please let us know so we can help you. We will make sure you have contact information. If you need any help with mini grants, please apply. You have plenty of time. It does close on the 14th, but we don't ever want to spend Valentine's Day doing the application. So we're hoping we can get those done sooner. Any questions, please let us know. Gina, anything else from you?
I don't have anything else that I can think of. Thank you to my staff for your support in whatever you guys have been running into. But thank you all so much for just taking a deep breath and getting through the week again at mid-month already. So thank you for all that you do. We appreciate you so much, and we couldn't do this without you. And to Ariel and Aaron, thank you always for your support. Shantae, the mini grant is open now. The CSC scholarship or CSC, oh my gosh, CSC, it's called a CSC Early Learning Mini Grant. And it is available through WebAuthor. We would have sent you an email to go in and do that application. It will be open until February 14th. So we'll send out another reminder. With that, the reminders are going to the email address you have listed for your director in the provider portal on the profile. So some people have had to make some corrections there, but for the most part, that's been working. But we can help you with that. You're welcome.
I'll
But
put the
thank you.
link in the chat.
Yeah.
As we get closer and we have more information, we will start talking about legislation, what's happening, what's moving. Thank you for everything everyone shared today and great questions. And we'll do a little more research on that. It does look like Florida has not quite jumped in with both feet yet on the new federal legislation, but we'll keep tracking that and let you know about anything that's happening within our state. So
Yeah, we'll have more
All right.
updates as they come available. Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you to all of you. Can't say thank you enough. We appreciate you so much. And if we don't have anything else, we will find you a couple 15 minutes. Maybe you can get up, go to the bathroom, get a
know.
drink, take care of yourself for a couple minutes.
Yeah, that would be wonderful,
Get a
right?
deep
Just a
breath
little
in.
fun time just to take care of yourselves. So, 'cause
Grab
we
a
know
quick
you're doing it for
bite.
so many others. So.
That's right. So thank you.
Thank you, Erin and Gina. Have a great day, everybody.
You too.
All right, thanks.